Okay then, Helldivers, we are back and we have got a lot to go through today. The major order is deeming to be a bit more difficult than we thought, and we have some very interesting information around it. We did think that the defend against one attack from the automaton seemed a little bit skeptical, and that's because it is. We are going to need all hands on deck for this one. We're going to dive through that one today, as well as a very, very interesting concept of some stealth things that happened inside of the game, including teammates' kill streaks being displayed, and as well as that, the Airburst Launcher managed to get a secret buff. We're going to take a look at everything today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our sponsor, Gamersubs, the company that makes a 0-calorie energy and nootropic drink formula, which is designed to be a healthier and more effective beverage for gamers. The blend is essential vitamins, organic caffeine, and nootropics that provide a consistent boost with no jitters, crashes, and or glucose responses. It's an absolute no-brainer. They have a load of really cool accessories and snacks as well for gamers, so make sure you check them out. Link in the description. Use code CloudPlays at checkout for a cheeky discount. That being said, let's see what's happening inside of the game right now. So, starting off, we have obviously got to head over to the Galactic War Table to explain to you guys exactly what it is that's happening inside of this game, because I'm not too sure everybody really understands what's happening. So, on the surface, when we take a look at the Galactic War Table, it looks pretty damn ordinary, right? Yeah, I know. Well, we actually very quickly realized via third-party apps that it's actually not. The major order is to defend against one attack from the automatons, and we can obviously see that right here we have the main jet brigade that's been attacking everywhere. We've had Martyr Bay, which we didn't manage to solidify last night, and now our next one is the Martail, and they are moving in, and as you can see on screen, they are hammering that narrative, and we cannot seem to beat them. Well, why can't we seem to beat them? And this is going to be a very, very difficult defense operation that you guys are going to have. This defense campaign is going to be harder than you may have ever thought, and we are going to need all Helldivers on deck to be able to complete this one, because it's not as easy as you think. If we take a look at the Helldivers 2 companion app, what we can actually see is a very interesting feature, something that the game actually doesn't have. It has the current players, the amount of the change up, so who's in the highest percentage and who's actually winning, whether we're losing, the defense rate, and also the requirements for the completion of it. And as you can see here, with 18.8 thousand Helldivers currently on Martail, what we require is a 48,000 player. Now, the only issue with this right now is that we are not on 48,000 players. I feel like they may have made this one a little bit too difficult on a basis of actually having enough players around playing to be able to do this. 48,000 Helldivers is a massive, massive number, and we require that to be able to actually complete it. Whether that's going to be the same across every single one, because this one is a very, very high incursion. This bot incursion is absolutely ridiculous, and when we take a look at what this one actually says on it, we can see right here that it is a level 28 incursion, or at least that's what this one states right here, which is also known as a really, really high one, requiring a load more players. I don't know how this one's going to work, because on the basis of what we've got right now, we would have victory in 1 day and 5 hours with only 11 hours and 29 minutes on the clock. It seems that the automatons are definitely beating us. Now, we do have another 3 days on the clock for this major order, so hopefully we do have a planet come up which doesn't require so many, and we can actually get that completed. The problem that we're having right now is that we don't have enough players inside of the game to actually defeat these defense campaigns. I'm extremely worried that this may be a major order that we're built to lose, and what the repercussions of that one will be, we'll have to wait and see. But until then, for the next 11 hours at least, we require all Helldivers to make your way over to Martail to spread some managed democracy and hopefully help liberate the massive Andromeda sector. This is going to be a nightmare, but let me know your guys' thoughts via the comment section below. This seems to be one of the hardest things that we've had to do inside of the game, and even though the Creek was one of the most difficult and renowned down things, I think this may well just take its place. Although, unfortunately, the Jet Brigade is going to be the highlight of this one. But just to put you guys into a bit of a realization, the Creek was quite a long time ago. The Creekers are probably no more. This meme right here with 9,000 upvotes states the realization that all the Helldivers who fought on Creek are more than likely dead at this point. And it's the sad reality of a Helldiver. We're not even just talking about the in-game characters of Helldivers that are quite evidently lost on a day-to-day basis, but we're talking about the overall players. Creekers probably don't even exist in the game anymore, and that's probably the biggest sadness of this. We are losing players left, right, and centre, and after Sony has had all of its debacles with everything, we need a few things to happen. We need them to reactivate the planets of Helldivers which have been suspended, also known as the ones that were taken away due to the Sony account login feature. It's a shame. But we could also do with this game hitting Xbox at some point, because there's a lot of Halo players that need that fill. And you know full well that Helldivers would definitely fill it. Moving on though, a cool concept which would be wicked on side of the screen, and I don't know why it's not something that's there, but the teammate's kill streak being displayed in your corner. I think that this is amazing, and sometimes the teammates are going ham or using a hell bomb explode. I wonder how many kills they've got. Well, with this feature, it would actually bring it to the table, and it's the small details that count for this, and I would actually love for something like this to come through the MITs. And right now we are seeing probably one of the biggest upvoted pictures on the site right now, is 26,000 upvotes of Helldivers stated that this is the best post going, and right now it is bloody relevant. Didn't know that one screenshot could carry so much weight, and it's two Helldivers shaking hands with Proceed to Hell in the background. And right now, Martail is our current Hell, after Marta Bay being the most recent one. Fingers crossed we can get this done, Helldivers, but we need to rally together as one unit. So head on in with your friends, and let's make sure that this one does some damage. And a stealth buff. This one is a really interesting one. It's actually really good as well. You are going to want to try out the Airburst Launcher. The Airburst rocket launcher is now really relevant. Well, why is that the case? Well, actually, there was a stealth buff to the Airburst rocket launcher based on the buff that was given to frag grenades. So obviously, the Airburst rocket launcher has explosives, and inside of those explosives, it is always relatable to some level of grenade. Well, actually, it had the same strategic coding as the frag grenades. So when the frag grenades were buffed, so was the Airburst rocket launcher. On the bots, this thing is a beast. You can aim it correctly, you can destroy entire bot drops from afar while they're still strapped in the dropship. Against the new Jet Brigade, it makes entire squadrons of them explode on contact. It also works well against gunships and can damage multiple at a time if you aim it right. If you're really worried about friendly fire, try out the buffed drop shield. You can use cluster enemies under 30 meters away and laugh at the cluster bombs pinged off your protective bubble. Don't get me twisted though, the disclaimer on this is that it's still a team killing machine, but enjoy it responsibly. This is an amazing one, and actually the Airburst rocket launcher has decided to finally start working to a decent level, and it's needed some love now for quite some time. So fingers crossed this one works well, and you guys can go ahead and give it a crack and let me know what you think of it. Now we're going into your top comments, and this first one that we've got is probably one of my favorite comments I've seen on the channel as of yet. But this first one states, the jetpack boys are about as dangerous as the island boys. Hilarious, because it's so damn relevant and so damn true. These things are not dangerous whatsoever. They are just really annoying and jump all over the place. Other than that, these guys are just a one-shot ping, you're out of here. See you next week. But based on the second comment, do not take it in vain, because there are still a little bit of danger behind them, as they have exploding jetpacks, which will set you on fire quite frequently. So do be careful with that one, that's for sure. And then we had this comment right here, which talks about the major order and actually explains it in quite a really good narrative. This states right here, every bot decommissioned will weaken the strength of the enemy advance. The major order is basically how many planets do we have to sacrifice before the Jet Brigade is defeated. Each planet fought for, even if lost, weakens them so that the next planet is easier to defend. There is no way we are keeping Marta Bay. It's at 90% lost already. Within 60% of every diver there, and it's already lost. Next planet though. And this one seems to be working on a much better narrative. The Martail one is working looking a lot easier. But what planet is it that's going to be next? We'll have to wait and see. Will we be looking at Marfar because they make their way a bit closer towards the Talus sector where the DSS construction site is? Or will it make its way further around and go to Sharon Prime? We'll have to wait and see. It's going to be an interesting feature nonetheless. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, make sure you smash the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks again for watching, guys. And as always, up until the next time, I'll see you in the clouds.